Welcome to the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Deep in Germany's Eifel Mountains lies the most feared, revered, and legendary stretch of tarmac in motorsport. The Nürburgring Nordschleife opened in 1927. This 20.8 kilometer or 12.9 mile monster was built to test both man-made machine, and nearly a century later, it still does the exact same thing. With over 150 corners, brutal elevation changes, and blind crests, and almost zero room for error, the Nordschleife is in a league of its own. It's not just a racetrack, it's a survival test. The track has earned itself the nickname, like the Green Hell, and for good reason. It's long, narrow, fast, and completely unforgiving. Weather can change from sun to rain in a single sector. Grip is unpredictable. Confidence is essential. From Formula One in the 1950s and 60s to modern-day Nürburgring 24 hours, this place has hosted nearly every form of motorsport imaginable. As I retire in this preview, TCRs around here become a true battlefield for the front-wheel drive cars, where slipstreaming and bravery, setup wizardry, come into play like nowhere else. TCR drivers are faced with the toughest touring car challenges on Earth. One mistake, game over. One lap, a lifetime of focus. So let's break down the key zones of this colossal lap, and I apologize in advance for probably the most botched corner names you will ever hear in your life. But without further ado, let's begin. Straight off, we head into Hatzenbach, a technical twisting sequence early in the lap, narrow, bumpy, and the line with trees. Get your rhythm right, and it sets the tone for everything that follows. Flugspad, a blind crest at full throttle. The car gets light, sometimes airborne, before smacking back down into the fast right-hander. It's the first real heart stopper of the lap. And then the Schwitzwein into the Armberg, one of the fastest sectors. A near left leads into a straight, into a heavy braking zone. You need confidence on turn-in and control on exit. TCR cars, though, love to rotate here. And then Floschenrush, a downhill plunge into comparison. It's so violent to other corners around the circuit, and it tests suspension and nerves. Keep it planted and stay low. The power back up the hill without upsetting the car's balance. And then the carousel, the most iconic part of the circuit and maybe in the world. Banked concrete, one line fixed, drop in and hold it. It looks slow, but it's done right and fast and brutal when you just have to put the throttle down and keep it turned in. Hohenach into Brüchen. This middle sector part of the circuit flows with contraction in different directions and changes in elevations, like every corner around here, but every corner connects into the next in this section. It's all about keeping the momentum in a TCR car. One mistake here drags you throughout the entire sector. And then the Flatzgarten. Jump, land, flick, commit. It's where the track goes from wild to wilder. Blind entries, sudden drops, and airborne moments. Your car is never fully settled, and that's what makes it thrilling. Then we head into the Schwarzbein-Kurzbahn, another mini carousel following by a fast left. It demands every bit of tire. You're almost at the end, but the track still has teeth. And then, finally, the big break you wait for, the Dottinger Hohe. 2 kilometers of a flat-out highway. Slipstreaming is the king. If you're close enough out of Gangenkopf, you've got a shot. Just don't lift. Trust me, your rival will not either. But the Nürburgring Nordschleife is not a racetrack. It's a trial, a marathon of bravery, balance, and relief. In TCR cars, they're all decent and perfectly matched around here. Not about power and weight distribution, it's truly about what it takes to nail down every sector, every corner, every apex around this beast of a circuit. So while some circuits out there in the world, it all comes down to how fast you navigate the corners, well, around here, it's who can survive the longest. So if you want to survive the green hell, that's how you do it. It's a win in itself, just completing one lap. But in the world of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, this will be host to the 5th and final round of the 2025 Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club TCR World Series. It all comes down to this. Peter Sabot leads the driver standings by just 7 points, followed by Daniel Santos and Jaden Harrison, who are both tied for second. Feeling a bit of deja vu? Well, you wouldn't be wrong. This is the same storyline as we were heading into the 2024 Ferrari Challenge finale. Last year's conclusion of that fable race at Road Atlanta? Well, it was a 3-way tie. Now, I'm not saying to get your hopes up for another dramatic draw to come to an end like that one. But what I will say is that the race is going to be a lot more interesting with so much at stake. It may well be the first and last race ever at this circuit with its long, endless corners and straights. With just 9-minute lap times, our top contenders have all a shot at making glory, even outside the top 3. So as we grow closer to the lights going off for both races, there's nothing to do now but to sit back and enjoy the purest of driving from our local aliens. Who wins this championship the most out of all? Well, deserves it because they survived better than the rest. Peter Sabot is in a must-win scenario to claim the championship. If he loses out to either Jaden or Daniel and just finishes even P2, they will be tied for points. But with Peter still yet to find his first win in this championship, it really has put the top 3 on level pegging. It's now time to enter the green hell for the last time in TCR, as this is round 5, the German CMRSC TCR Grand Prix.